Hey, you're welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to have you here. Subscribe to this if you have not, and if you are joining for the first time, thank you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying your holidays. I am. So let's all be safe. And 25% of the club stakes going out to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I've already done a series of takeover videos, and then so you can check that. I've dropped the links in my description. You may want to check those videos out and then try to understand as we get along. Thank you. Now, it's confirmed 25% of the stakes are going out to Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Ineos Group. I've already talked to you about how the Ineos Group would like to manage this 25%. They will be in charge of the sporting decisions. So anything relating to the sporting aspect of Manchester United will be handled by the Ineos Group. And of course, the commercials and other factors will be handled by the Glazers and the other Manchester United hierarchy. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe has confirmed that it will take time and patience to bring sporting success back at Manchester United. So there's a British billionaire who has bought 25% of the stakes at United for around £1 billion. He will also invest around $300 million into the Old Trafford facility, because hey, the Old Trafford, we've seen videos of people going to the Old Trafford and coming back without giving the sort of praise that we would have wanted to hear about the Old Trafford, the state of the facilities at Old Trafford. So we've had several reports of the bad states of facilities at the Old Trafford, and the last one of such else harsh was Ronaldo. He came out in an interview with Piers Morgan to really tell the situation at Old Trafford. Now, this has prompted this conversation, triggering a lot of reactions, and then finally we have landed here. Sporting decisions will be taken by the Ineos Group and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and of course the others I've told you earlier on will be taken by the other United hierarchy, i.e. the Glazers. In an open letter to the fans on Boxing Day, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has come out to tell us what it will look like at United. I'm going to take time to explain the letter. Stay with me as we do this. He says that he believes that we can, okay, let me quote him. I believe we can bring sporting success onto the pitch and complement the undoubted commercial success that the club has enjoyed. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is saying that he's a believer. He believes in the system at United. He believes that Manchester United have performed well in terms of the commercial value. Don't forget that Manchester United is one of the best performing brands in the whole wide world. So the brand aspect and the commercial aspect of Manchester United is top notch. It's up there. But the sporting success, the sort of trophies that United fans would wish for, the sort of enjoyment on the field of play is not there, and it's missing. So this is why he's saying that he believes that they can bring onto the pitch that sort of success to complement or to add up to the commercial successes that the club is chalking in time. Then he goes on to say that it will require time and patience alongside rigor and the highest level of professional management. So time one, patience two, those two work hand in hand. You are ambitious for Manchester United, and so are we. There are no guarantees in sport. That's the first thing I want you to take note of. And change can inevitably take time, but we are in it for the long term. Point two, and together we want to help take Manchester United back to where the club belongs, at the very top of English, European, and world football. I take that responsibility very seriously, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So this is the open letter he sent to the fans on Boxing Day. Now, he, in his own sense, says that it will take time and patience. So Manchester United fans would need time to build a team. They will need patience to watch the team gel or grow. Are you listening? Now, the second point I want to throw more light on is the fact that he says there are no guarantees in sports, and that is true. So there are no guarantees to any signings that the club would make. There are no guarantees to any sort of approaches that the club would do. They just hope, and they hope based on science and data. Now, the third thing I'd like you to look at it is that they are in it for the long term. They didn't come to play around. They are here for business. And if you read the last part of Sir Jim Ratcliffe's letter, he says that he takes that responsibility very seriously. it means that they are here to stay. And so you should know that if they are planning for the long term, it means that they are going to start with a youth-based system at Manchester United. So now already the club has had most of its signings coming in at a very youthful and young age, but there have been several instances, right? The case of Christian Eriksen, the case of Ronaldo, and others. John Evans even recently joined at 35. So these are those instances, but on a very large scale, the club has intended to go in for young players, or young footballers for that matter, so that they can look at things for the long term. Now, this letter will indicate that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is also in support of this, and so Manchester United's model of buying players or transfers will change, shifting focus and attention mainly to the youth football system, and for that matter, bringing in youngsters to help complement the squad. Now, this he thinks that will help to push Manchester United to the top of European football, the top of English football for that matter, and world football, to be the center of attraction, the discussion point where everybody's mind and attention will be at, aside the commercial value of Manchester United. So don't forget, on Boxing Day too, Manchester United had a game against Aston Villa, and then of course Erik ten Hag has had his say about this transfer. He says that formed and is looking forward to positively working with them. He thinks that it's positive that they have stepped in. In that game, the whole players also made another statement, which I would say because hey, the Ineos Group reps were also in the stands, i.e. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Sir David Brailsford, and the other representatives who were present there. They all came to the Old Trafford. Though before the game, it had not been confirmed that Sir Jim Ratcliffe would be present in person, but he was. The game started with United trailing to Aston Villa by 2 goals at home at the Old Trafford, but there came a certain resurgence. Alejandro Garnacho got 2 goals, and Rasmus Højlund finally getting to score to put his name on that score sheet for the first time in the English Premier League. It was good for him. He has had his first goal in the Premier League. How much time will the Ineos Group take to rebuild, to take Manchester United back to their glory days, to the top of the European football, to the top of world football? How much time should be given to them? I want to hear from you. Drop that in the comments. If you're a Manchester United fan especially, talk to me. Let me know how you also think about this, because thank you very much for joining me, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, finally talking to Manchester United fans for the first time after the takeover. He's had a word. I need you to take a minute, just read this. Subscribe to this if you have not.